doesn't strike me as a great Timber game.
They have the backup of the Abaddon, so maybe that can offset some of the issues, but it's not like this Aphotic Shield, what's it really protecting you from? Mini stuns on battery shot? That's great. Not going to get you out of Nether Toxin, I guess. You know, kind of helps out with maybe the boat, but it's going to be a Dark Seer picked up here for Execration, so a bit of the wombo combo they're looking for with the Vac into the Conquer.
Dire team back.
To
5 Viper then.
okay. We've
5
seen
Viper and carry anti-mage, of course.
Is that hero actually even pickable right now?
No.
How sad are you that AM is like genuinely not playable?
I mean, I play it, I win, but it's because it's me.
Yes, I see. I see.
Yeah,
I see.
You can make anything work if you're good enough.
I guess Savage and the likes of all these position ones,
remaining.
Black, they just can't compete with you.
I mean, I don't know, man. What I saw last game in the Roche pit and right after, it was a bit rough.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the cleanest mid to late game from T1. They've got another repeat here. They can, you know, throw it back.
Wait, they're now 1-6, right?
Yes, which is
Man, that is insane.
Yikes. I mean, again, you got to keep in mind none of these teams do get eliminated. Everyone's going to make it to the playoffs. It's going to be very difficult though. Like this is if T1 are 1-6 right now, it just shows the competition through Southeast Asia, and you know there's not even the likes of TNC is a staple roster as well throughout the scene. So just the competitiveness that we're seeing so far, it's really showing up in these games.
Yeah, I definitely thought T1. I mean, I haven't seen Fnatic play yet, so maybe they'll be more of an end boss than T1 is right now.
They did look good versus Motivate when they played. They looked very, very solid. So
it's comforting news.
I mean,
it really just looked like T1 was, they were done for a while with Dota.
Yeah.
And now they're just kind of getting back into things.
To the swing of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like game after game, they're getting better and better, but they still have quite a bit of recovery work to do.
What are we looking for?
What's the last pick carry then? Let's go Morphling.
Morphspan.
PA into a Timber Saw.
No steroid as well. What?
How could this happen to me?
Now what a T1 got pickings here for Savage. Ultra Last. A lot of carries are banned out though.
Remaining.
Anything standing out at the moment?
Morphling.
Morphling's gone.
Banned.
5 seconds remaining.
Medusa.
Looks pretty solid.
Yeah, there's not a lot of carries left.
Yeah.
Chaos Knight.
Alright.
Actually really good here.
What are you how are you digging the Chaos Knight?
I mean, I just said it's good.
Yeah, but why is it good?
You said how are you digging, not why.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, so because they have almost no what
You may now
the
select
hell?
your heroes.
What? Okay, so you were saying like T1, they're losing all these games, they're not experimenting. Position 1 Doom is experimenting. Let's go.
Nah, it's not experimenting.
What do you mean that's not experimenting? What is it
No,
then?
no. They just picked it because it's an auto win against PA. You axe Doom her and she's like, okay, I'm out of the game, bye.
You sure this is not experimenting?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. It's good. It's like he's playing carry Pudge or something like that. So he's leaving all the right-clicking up to
10
the Lina.
seconds remaining.
But yeah, Doom with Scepter against PA. PA
5
is really
seconds
sad.
remaining.
There's not a whole lot you can do about it. So they're on the clock. Putting enemies on the clock is what wins you Dota, I'm telling you.
Very
When they're under
much so.
pressure, they make more mistakes. You abuse their mistakes, then you win.
I mean, I'm just in general not too much of a fan of the PA picked up. I think this hero very much relies on having a steroid, and
I don't even know. Like they picked it up to Timbersaw. That's so weird.
I mean, I've seen this matchup go a
No, you haven't.
little bit when I've seen sometimes PA Battle Fury Deso BKB and another item. Never okay, never mind. I thought the capability was there that you can burst Timber through before he gets reactive stacks.
I mean, sure, but we're talking about lane.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you picked the
that's
worst possible lane.
yeah,
Like I can't think of a hero that's worse against Timbersaw than PA is.
and that's a worrying concern. I mean, maybe
Like you
Viper.
literally have nothing that can pressure a Timbersaw. Like you give him more HP the more you dagger him because he has a magic stick.
It's a hero that likes the stick as well. It's going to get a lot of usage out of that.
Oh,
Spam
he
some
likes the
abilities.
stick, alright.
I mean, I'm intrigued. This is something that Southeast Asia have played a decent. Oh, sorry, I should say. I mean, South America played a lot. The Viper as a 5.
Prepare
It's
for
kind
battle.
of been experimented in other regions, but it really hasn't felt like they've been able to hit the mark with the Viper as a 5. How do you feel like it's able to fare this game, and kind of what is the style that this hero is able to bring as a support?
I mean, I'm just not a big Viper fan overall, whether it's 5 or core. It always feels like you end up being a paper plane in the mid game. But as a 5 Viper, you need to dominate the lane. If you somehow lose the lane, you are going to be a non-factor. Come to the mid game.
So this now makes it even more worrying that they pick PA into Timber, the fact that you have to heavily dominate your lane, and PA's not the greatest laning stage hero, and like you're saying, into a matchup like the Timber is going to double down on that issue.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by the PA pick. I will see. Maybe he can snowball somehow. They get a kill on Timber or 2 with a rotation from the clock potentially. Like the one thing Viper has going for him is that his poison attack is really good against Timbersaw.
See how Cuckoo's able to kind of itemize to offset that. Wants to go
The battle begins.
something early to help impact versus the Viper. All this poison stacking up. Nothing too fun, but see. Haven't had too many engagements by the bounties today. It's been a bit quiet. Usually it's kind of popping off in that regard. I mean, nice Execration, they're popping off. They get 3 bounties. Nice way to start this game for them.
PA grabbed one.
Yeah, snuck over.
Stole him right under the nose,
Sneaky.
as the name would imply.
Step
She's a
lively
phantom
now. Your
and an
admiral
assassin.
is on board.
Oh, good. How's this mid matchup fare between the Lina and the Conqueror? Do they both just get their farm, or can it be a little bit more one-sided as some of these heroes get their levels?
I'd say it's probably pretty Lina favored. There's just too much right click damage you can put out with those fiery soul stacks.
Denied.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
We'll see Carl, I mean, he's even going for the 101. Sometimes that LSA early just help out with the extra potential for the harass. Does feel nice. I mean, stun, it's a couple of right clicks.
Now, your
I
admiral
mean,
Radiant
do either team have a
has been
better way
killed.
to rotate to this mid lane though? Like, are we going to see Clock playing around that, or is BDZ just going to put a lot of his emphasis on, playing with the darks here?
I mean, if either the Lion or Clock come, there's definitely kill potential. But yeah, as you said, they might be a little bit preoccupied with the lanes. Clock is getting pretty low.
Just got a little bit faster movement speed on BDZ. Is he actually going to go for the courier? It's going to cost first blood here. Zephyr gets the solo experience as well, so I mean, at least he got the
Killed
items.
him with just right clicks even.
Yeah, he's a beefy boy, and he's going to go back, deny his own ward, because he did kind of reveal with that earth spike from the low ground, but that's enough gold for Tranks now on Zephyr, and nice little solo kill for you, boy.
Card is getting pretty low. One torrent is a Tidebringer. Right now. Oh, he's dead.
Ching.
Ooh, that was close.
Step lively now.
You
Just
caught
got
him.
under the
Admiral's on
tower.
board.
Aw, you said he was dead, and he didn't
Oh,
die.
he was dead. was dead.
Oh, I don't know. He's not dead.
And don't tell me, or don't ask me why the tower gives 3 armor. Makes no
so
sense.
much. It's so much. Some of these heroes don't even start with 3 armor. The fact that you can just get it by being in that range is... And bottom lane, Cuckoo is enabled from Whitemon's Abaddon. He can just play super aggressive. Can...
The surprise, a PA against Timbersaw doesn't do a whole lot.
Palace is going to be careful now himself here.
He has no regen left.
And the creep wave can just tank up the tower. No Phantom Strike as well, leveled up, so Palos, he can't jaunt away. And now Aura as well. He's going to be pretty careful too. He's trying to target down Whitemon. This is a hero that very much wants to dish out his abilities on his teammates to provide their utility. But it doesn't matter, as it just allows the Timbersaw to pick up a triple kill. Yes, he's going to fall, but I mean, Cuckoo, he's all chatting.
Having a good time.
Is under attack.
BDC
Has been killed.
is a sniping machine. Cole? He's gonna fall mid lane as well. Bob gets a solo kill. Instant tips as well from your boy. Really nicely played from Bob.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that Doom also took a fall in the top lane previously.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Bit of a tumble there.
Yeah.
Can't you able to translate?
Who's translating what?
Cole's getting a bit... He's talkative in the all chat right now.
Oof.
Ugh.
Oh, boy, I know that one.
Oh, what is it?
Nah, I can't tell you.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just more like a fool, you know.
Oh, you fool! You all chat, you tip me, and I'm a solo kill you back. Top lane.
Yeah, and the guy that solo kills second always has an advantage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lively now. Your admiral is on board.
We'll see. Maybe this other kill can come out in play once the 6s are picked up. And Carl's got his, but Bob can start to get pretty beefy here. He's gonna go double bracer soon, and I mean this hero 3.8 strength gain as well is through the roof.
Used to be 4.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on
Even
board.
better. 4 strength game is actually crazy. You see this hero have... Yeah, that man needs barely any stat items, and he's just all of a sudden 2k health.
And the Doom is having a horrendous game right now. Sure, his level is still good, but his level is so low. Getting pressured quite a bit.
I mean, what do you feel like the itemization is here for the Doom? Does it switch up from being a position 1 compared to a 3? Still just kind of the stock standard?
Always the same. Whether you're 3 or 1 or 2. Pretty cookie cutter. You go for the Midas, you go for the BKB, you go for the Blink, you go for the Shivas. This game he's gonna add an Aghanim Scepter, of course, to counter the PA. Other than that, it's gonna be
Radiant
as
are
cookie
scanning.
cutter as possible.
Now we'll see kind of the reliance here on Carl as if he's able to have a solid time to be able to
Tower are scanning.
get those right-click items, as we've seen, kind of the heals, BKB, Boots of Travel, MKB picked up afterwards. Quite the item this game, especially versus the Phantom Assassin. So we'll see that in the arsenal very, very early here for Carl's Lena.
Yeah. And it's definitely very much needed because they don't really have any right click other than him this game.
Imon's in trouble as duo support from Execration starting to stalk out the map here. Abaddon, it's going to be his second death of the game. But Palos is, yes, he died that earlier time, but he's actually ahead of the Timbersaw in net worth. So getting a little bit more out of this lane.
Pretty surprising to me that they can't pressure him more, but I guess that's because
Dire's
Timbersaw
middle tower is
support.
under attack.
Oh, pinging out the Lena.
Still... They want to play around Bob. This is a very, very strong ultimate early. Just find a quick pick off for only 80-second cooldown.
Your admiral is on board.
Unfortunately, got a DD, so unable to... maybe like a haste or invis can go to one of the side lanes. Are you feeling this Spirit Vessel build on Bob potentially this game to kind of really mitigate the timber?
Step lively now. Your admiral
I think
is
it could
on
be good,
board.
yeah. But they have it a Baron. It's always hard to do that against a Baron. White one in trouble though. Ooh.
Pushes him into the X. That's what BDZ was going for. See that Tidebringer cleave coming through from the creeps as well. So I'm going to kill into a lot of damage on the tower. Top lane. Doom's been used on 23 Savage though, as looks like Darkseer in no way he's going to be able to escape the ultimate. They've had Doom's number so far throughout the lane, but he's going to be able to hit back finally as soon as he hits level 6.
Yeah, he's filthy rich. He finished his Midas already. So his net worth is going to be spiking up.
Are you worried though that T1 who are going to be able to make the plays this game for them on their side? Because I mean, you got an Abaddon as one of your supports. Feels like Lion, it does very much rely on a blink or a extra teammate to kind of set up for him to get in range. And I mean, Doom, he wants to be farming up for a little bit. You know, definitely needs that BKB at some stages. We've got a bit of a brawl occurring around mid. RR is just going to tank all the abilities. Eats a Laguna to the face.
Yeah, the big problem is, as you said, they don't really have a playmaker. So they will have to be pretty reactive this game. Like a Baron needs to be in position to save right away. And that's the way they get kills until the Doom gets his Blink Dagger at least. Or Lina gets her Heal Scepter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that is a nice thing to mention that. Yeah, when Carl gets that heals, you can play potentially with the Lion, just a quick 1-2 punch. These ultimates do so much damage, so you pretty much catch out anyone this game. Conker's going to get pretty tanky though, but apart from that, the other heroes should be in a health threshold where you can bring them down with ease. And we'll see how awkward it is though for support. BDZ can just surge on forward, max out Iron Shell on him, and that's all he needs to kill off Zephyr.
That's a lot of damage.
And I feel like that's going to be a bit of an issue this game, is they don't have any way to get out of the cogs. So Lion, that's going to be the story of his game, and even Carl too. That's heavy priority they're going to have here from Clockwork if he can always find the leaner in these fights. Just disrupt how Carl is able to freely send out those machine guns.
What is PA going for actually?
The B
Fury. I don't like that. Against Doom, you already know that you're on a timer. Once he gets his axe set, that you're practically rendered useless. I feel like Deso is the way to go. Just be aggressive with the team. You have Darkseer to enable you.
Yeah, go down this kind of old MVP route where they just PA, Darkseer. Let's just run it heroes early on. I mean, they do kind of lack ways to take objectives too on Execration. Hold that thought, those they're swinging down. They really need the control to lock him in for the Nether Toxin on Cuckoo. And it looks like they're going to be able to provide that. X drag back into the torrent. They also stop the follow-up chains thanks to BDZ's battery assault. So a pretty valuable pick off to bring down, as you still... Rady Potato is... he actually popped wall up top, so... Not sure when he had to use that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there was a little engagement with the Doom. Throw it out to get a little bit of lane control. How's Darkseer's net worth looking? Not too bad. Curious to see if he's gonna go for this axe rush or not, that we see so much.
I've seen a couple of Darkseers so far today, but yeah, it's never been that axe rush, at least so far through the third day of the Loot Bet Pro Series. Is a lot more of the utility with the mech. I mean, Agnums is definitely utility, but Savage, they'll line up the hookshot here. Whitemon's in a really good positioning to be able to back up the Doom, and with the movement speed from the Phase and Scorched Earth, it's not enough to get out of the constant tick damage, as they're bringing Zephyr as well. Spike Finger of Death just claims the kill before he's dragged back to his demise. As Whitemon's now going to look to claim it, but it's not enough with the shield popping. Bob finds a killing spree. As Conker is having a very solid game.
Top tower is under attack.
Who's the ping up there? Is it Lena?
Yep,
It
Carl?
is.
Radiant structures
They're
are
going to lose the run buff here. Bob won't be able to TP. I say that. Savage
Yes,
should
Zoom.
be able to find the stun.
Oh.
What has a longer cast animation? Doom or Infernal Blade?
He doesn't have Infernal Blade.
But like if he did, hypothetically.
Oh, then Infernal Blade is much faster because he has the Midas.
Yep, attack speed.
Yeah. Makes the backswing a lot faster.
Ooh, oh. I mean, now you know Carl and Savage TP top, so it is a lot of information. T1, they're like, we're gonna smoke up instead. It does leave Cuckoo solo. But a great ward scouting out the maneuver of Radiant, and now it forces PA to get picked off here. Cuckoo is just... He's the vortex right now. So often we see on Timbersaws just dragging so much attention to the
Radiant's middle
hero.
tower is under
Enables them
attack.
to smoke up and find a very big kill on the Phantom Assassin, who was closing in on the Battle Fury. Just needed one more component. I mean, they're still going to try on Cuckoo top. This is not an easy kill. Hood, Raindrop, some one charges to play around with as well. Looks like very much requiring the Viper with that break, but at least it zones them away, so they're able to get this tier 1 tower.
That is right, but the clock is ticking. Is he even gonna go for this axe on Doom? I don't want to sound like an idiot, so hopefully he does.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, at least I want to be a credible idiot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, understandable. It does seem like quite the game. I mean, the break, like you were saying, versus PA. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go down that route. I mean, he doesn't have it queued up just
right
yet.
now he doesn't.
Yeah, so you are kind of looking like a bit of a fool. But I'm sure we'll see the Aghanims at some stage.
Yeah, like 7th item.
Is it a bit too late then? Because, I mean, you're not going to scale as well as what a Phantom Assassin position 1 is going to.
Is under attack.
I mean, PA, her farm is pretty bad at least, so gonna be a late Battle Fury followed up by some late item timings.
Yeah, that one death mid that we just saw previously, cost him pretty heavily. Would have been around a 14, maybe 13, 1340, something like that, just a little bit ahead of the 14-minute mark. So could have been decent, but yeah, the pick off where they're able to catch Palos out there, slowing down this Battle Fury. I mean, is about to have it completed now. Have they got any stacks preemptively? They do. It's a
Radiant
triple
are
at the
scanning.
Ancients. Got a couple of the hard camp as well. So he should be able to farm these up with ease now. And Zephyr, he's actually going to commit the Doom on Savage. So this is a big ultimate just for the Clockwork kill. I guess he's happy with getting the experience and gold for it. But maybe knowing this item, so these abilities on cooldown, we'll see what the side of Execration want to do with that information.
Gold from my chest.
Potentially go for the Doom here, but it's playing very carefully. Going right now.
Savage. The Vac has to pop the BKB, incredibly defensive, and now Raging Potato
Invisibility.
and just surge back to the rest of the team where, I mean, they are getting scouted out with this Observer Ward, so they also see Bob swinging on over as well with that Sentry combined with the Observer Ward, so they're well aware.
Step lively now.
Unfortunately
Your
for
admiral is
Zephyr,
on
he's
board.
also getting scouted out. The Clockwork intel provided here is Execration,
Radiant's
Mr.
middle
Torrent.
tower is under attack.
but Zephyr's got absolutely zero health, which is now actually going to come through from 23 Savage, but I mean, no Doom, no BKB, so some extra TPs. The Wall of Replicas is dropped in a very awkward spot for them to push on forward, so Savage just has to play around. Oh, what? No! Bob actually makes it out. And Ara's got a TP too. This is a lot of teleports now used, and meanwhile, guess who's farming? Palace. He's almost got one Mithril Hammer completed. It's been a lot of space for the Phantom Assassin.
Step lively now.
So we're also farming though. Lina.
Very true, Carl. Second net worth, Yule's BKB. Working on the Boots of Travel as the next item here. Level 15 as well. For Jesus, Carl is incredibly high. Second highest in the game is a Darkseer on 12. So we'll see how this high level, high net worth is going to come into play here for Tier 1 as they're smoked up. But BDZ, prime position to be able to pop this smoke. They're going to try and reveal the blink on Zephyr, but I mean, unfortunately for the Clockwork, he's not able to play around with the cute mobility, but he definitely does his job.
I mean, you say that, but Clock might be the most important pickoff if they want to go for Roshan, which they are.
Yeah, maybe he's not doing his job. Giving up a kill there. I mean, you really don't want to get Phantom Assassin killed, but yeah, you see with the numbers advantage that T1 have, they're like, all right, the pickoff into Roche we go. So now
it's too easy.
Roshan has fallen
This
to the
fire
dark.
will never go out.
Money changes hands.
Now we just more than likely going to see just T1 run down the objectives here, because Phantom Assassin's still not at the stage where he's able to kind of combat the
Dire's bottom tower is
the
under
damage that
attack.
T1 have.
That wasn't too
Yeah, I mean, even after his death, so he's still very fragile. So we'll have to play around that as well.
Even once a Sanjin Yasha after that death, so not a third item BKB as we see so often. How are you feeling about this itemization?
It's the problem against Doom. Like, you need the status
Radiant's
resistance,
courier
but you
has
also
been
need the
killed.
BKB. So
Radiant's
maybe
top
he'll end up
tower
going
is
for
under
both,
attack.
but that will limit his item
Step
slots
lively
and
now.
his
Your
impact in the
admiral's
game
on board.
quite dramatically.
Radiant
If they caught out
structures are fortified.
Zephyr, sidesteps the hook, and now the rest of Dire collapsing along the high ground. Darkseer's gonna get caught in Raging Potato. I mean, he can drop the wall, but Carl instantly with the BKB. They are just unable to deal with this Lina. I mean, Cogs makes it so difficult, but when you got the attack speed like the Lina, you can just chunk down the Cogs, fall up on the high ground, and Zephyr, it's going to be another two heroes that will end up falling. I mean, T1 just a very methodical second game here. I mean, it was looking the same in game one until they threw their lead, but it's still looking like a very similar tale where they've got this big advantage heading into the mid game.
Yeah, and this game arguably have a better late game insurance as well. Like, Doom late game in these kind of games usually does not lose.
What makes the late game so powerful here for the Doom against the heroes that Execration have?
On this brigand team.
I mean, it's just you render the entire hero useless, right?
Dire's top
PA
tower
just does
is
nothing.
under attack.
No crits, no daggers, no evasion.
Hero that very much thrives on the toolkit that he has.
Radiant's
A lot of his
bottom tower
damage.
is under attack.
A lot of his potential to make sure he doesn't get kited as well. They're gonna try and jump Cuckoo. Yours dodges. No, he actually still gets clipped from the boat, and he's stuck in top of the break.
regeneration.
So Tier 1 are unable to get nearby to protect Cuckoo's timber, and I mean, they've tried to surge up to protect the Doom. Cold nearby, instant yours, but they're going to be cautious because the backline, Palos, he's going to get ripped apart. Laguna, along with the Finger of Death, bye-bye Palos. Getting involved in team fights pre-BKB is going to cost you heavily here to scale into the late game as... Oh, Lina is ripping apart these heroes. Carl triple kill, 7, 1, and 2 is... I mean, this Lina... When you got the space to find these items, you can really see this hero turn out of control.
I mean, Lina is absolutely... What a hero, man.
Money to burn.
Why does a hero like that have a 30 damage talent?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Do you feel like there's a lot of the damage talents should be heavily patched? I mean, we see the
Like,
heroes.
Gyro has 12 damage. Why does Lina have 30? At the same level.
Yeah, I mean, we see the heroes that have the damage talent always have this capability to be flexed as a core. That's why Wyvern has. I mean, Earthspirit's kind of one of the only ones that isn't as popular flex, but people do try him. Not to as much success though.
Yeah, but these numbers are too high. 50 damage on a Wyvern is kind of ridiculous.
The gold that you get out of it, BDZ, incredible hook shot on top of both the Lina and the Lion. That's a perfect target that you want to find, but Carl, a pre-BKB before the boat finds a connection, a 1-for-1, but now T1 can look to run rampant with all the abilities on cooldown and drag back, but maybe that's actually going to help out T1 as they want to be directly on top of the Phantom Assassin. Carl still falling low, but he's got the second life to play around with here as he can just use up, target through the Conqueror, even through the run buff, and now Raging Potato, the next target as well, as the Abaddon, when he tries to miscall to get any little bit of extra damage they needed. It's going to cost him his life there, but a beautiful fight nonetheless as T1 looking to continue to take over this game.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is under
suddenly
attack.
a massive lead. Not insurmountable, but your PA just picked up her Desolator, died twice in succession. It feels better. You need to snowball as this PA, and I just don't see that happening. Lina almost has her
Radiant's
MKB now.
bottom
Oh, it's scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a stage where they are unable to deal with Carl. It looked like, honestly, the perfect hook shot. You get both Lion, both Lina, both follow-up, but unfortunately the control before the BKB just wasn't enough, and that could have been the fight where Execration turned it around like what we saw in game one. Because if you win a fight when you're behind on PA, all of a sudden these items can start to accumulate, and you can really start to get like
Radiant's
control with the
middle
levels
tower
as
is
well.
under
But
attack.
T1 just too strong with their execution in these past
Dire's
previous
structures
fights.
are fortified.
Yeah, execution is strong. Oh, they're getting cuckoo.
Do you want to even jump Timber right now with
Who's
everyone
getting who,
behind
though?
him?
Admiral is on board.
Like, he's got so much extra health with Whitemore nearby, and if you're jumping Cuckoo, then you're not jumping Carl, and Carl's almost got an MKB, and even before that, you see how much damage he's dealing. Quick BKB from Bob. Gets rid of the wall stomp capability on Savage. They're going to be careful how far they want to commit here as Zephyr on the front line. The Doom's out now as it looks like Execration has to look to reset. Are unable to make it on the high ground. The machine guns from Lean are going to work. You'll eventually make a mistake mistiming that LSA. But how deep did you want to go? That's a question. They could double back here, man. The Execration have to be so
Your admiral is
cautious.
on board.
Yeah, that's the MKB picked up on the Lina. Man, it's getting real scary. Doom almost has a Shiva's Guard completed as well. Refresher queued up. 12k gold lead at this point. Like, this seems like this kind of game where you just slowly bleed out.
Ha! Welcome back.
Maybe DDPA can turn this around with some crazier things. I still don't think it's enough, but kind of grasping for stuff here.
I mean, now the Doom is on cooldown, at least they
Your
can't
admiral is
dispel
on
it
board.
out of them with the Yule Scepter, but
Dire
yeah,
are
I think they're just
scanning.
gonna wait for Doom cooldown 40 seconds. And it's go time again. And you're doing the PA again, and what is he gonna do?
Pops the DD. Whitemon's the only person that's not connected with the team at the moment, but I mean, jumping an Abaddon and using all your abilities just like that is gonna make this fight that much more difficult. That's an early BKB usage from Bob. Savage has still got his own if he wants to use it to dodge out the X drag back, but it's not required when you've got an Abaddon that can just protect you. I mean, a Palace is going to jump and instantly the DD taken out of effect, and now LS8 up in the air. They can play with the Force Staff, trying to get back, controlling up Carl's Lina. It's enough to at least keep Palace alive, but it's going to cost you multiple heroes now, as both the supports will fall, as Cuckoo will claim those kills.
Yeah, they're just not
Dire's
winning
top
any
tower
fight
is
really.
under
They just can't
attack.
muster any offense. The Abaddon with the Holy Locket, way too much defensive capabilities. Has the Aghanims queued up next. I don't know where the damage is gonna come from. Like, your wall isn't even good. Like, the Lina wall illusion doesn't have Fiery Soul, so it doesn't do a whole lot.
Oh, Bob. No, no, no. What are you doing down
Hi,
there?
Bob.
To all betrayers.
Told you, man. This is the death zone. You never want to be there.
The dead lane. It's not the spot you want to be
Sure.
playing.
Whatever term you have for that, you don't want to be there. Unless you should be there. Which at this point you shouldn't. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. It's just he's not
Okay.
he's not a hero to play that lane. Ghost push, someone to shove it out with trees with mobility. That is not the Conqueror, and quite honestly, they don't have a person to do that. Maybe Viper, Nether Toxin from afar. I guess you just use Iron Shell, honestly, but apart from that, yeah, no one else should be kind of down on that side of the map. Does T1 have full control? 15,000 net worth lead. Second Roche of the game is available, and I mean, they might try and make one last ditch attempt. They do have a lot of these crowd control abilities where, you know, taking a fight in the Roshan pit could allow Execration to maybe swing it. I mean, boat, wall, hookshot as well, but they're not going to give them the opportunity. Savage along with T1 instantly outside and on top of Execration. They'll drop the Doom as Bob will fall. And our BDZ as well. He's going to get caught out with the clockwork. I mean, tried to disrupt any extra follow-up, but I'm going to cost him his life, and still nonetheless. I mean, Zephyr's going to, he's going to whiff on the Earth Spike, but at least Carl's able to make sure they secure the godlike streak. There is beyond godlike, actually. A triple kill for himself here. You know, T1. Like you were saying, though, it's every game they're getting closer and closer to the, you know, the Team 1 that we've come to love here. They're just growing in power.
100%. Getting better and better as we go on. And in a tournament where no team gets eliminated, like the group stage is not nearly as important, of course. So you can allow yourself a couple more mistakes here and there.
Radiant's top tower is
Get
under attack.
warmed up to the feel of Dota again. You take a bit of a break. You're like, all right, boys, we're coming back. Well, we're not too worried. You've seen they've been
Dire are scanning.
seems very cheerful as well, even through these defeats. You know, bit of banter in their previous series. Like, come on, guys, can you give us at least one map victory? Like, let us win our first map as well, Carl's. Jesus Christ. I mean, this hero is
enough for ya?
bonkers. You brought it up earlier, but that 20 talent too? The Fury Soul per
Dire's
stack?
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Oh,
middle
it's
tower is under
definitely a
attack.
hero that has one of the most stupidest talents available in the game, and Bob's gonna be picture perfect with the BKB after the Yules.
If he doesn't BKB there, then he's just dead. Look at that tower damage.
Okay, back into wall, but the stunlock's not enough, and well, now that's a lot of ultimates forced. You know, T1 don't have too much mana at the moment, so we'll see if they look to reset, but you recognizing that that's two relatively decent ultimates now used. Let's see how they want to, you know, play around this. This is
Norlina almost has her AC. How's Doom looking? Refresher is just around the corner as well. Too many items coming up. Like, all three of them are so filthy rich. Even the Timber Saw.
yeah, Cuckoo's bonkers right now. 8, 3, and 8. What's he actually going for here? Bloodstone, next item? My lord.
It's a DD for Norlina.
Oh. That's not what you want to see. How many hits do you reckon it takes to kill the Viper? Paper plane like you
Like-
were speaking about.
4, maybe 5.
Yeah, how fast those attacks are going to come through?
Yeah, the thing is, Lina's damage isn't really about how hard she hits, but how fast she hits.
Radiant's
Like, it's
middle
ridiculous.
tower
Look at
is
her
under
attack speed.
attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Look at a hero portrait when she's right clicking.
Has fallen. Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is
Sure,
under
just
kinda
Radiant's
fizzling
middle
around,
tower
man.
Has fallen.
Shredding objectives. You still got DD
Bum,
for
bum, 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 bum.
half duration here. BDZ.
Oh, careful, BDZ.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. Free gold. 18, 18, 18, 18. Back to hitting some objectives.
Dire's
Now the
top
Toxin's a bit of a
tower is under
nuisance.
attack.
We'll see what they're able to do here. Pelos is jumping on forward, Carl. Again, though, I mean, jumping the Lina feels all nice and all, but Whitemore can just give him so much survivability, and Carl's got an extra life. He might not even force the extra life. He's back up to a third to play around with after the BKB usage. They'll buy back, but with the Doom Force, Pelos has got to get back to under the fountain. They've got to reset and hope that their numbers don't dwindle before they get back to the safety. But now it allows Tier 1 to heal back up into a respectable health pool where they can just turn and deal with the second full set of barracks. I mean,
Radiant's
it's still a Tier 2 up top, so they won't be able to get mega creeps right now, but the damage has well and truly been dealt, and I don't think this time Execration will be able to come back from the deficit that they have currently.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of an impossible game. Doom also with pressure up. Used one Doom previously, but still has one to go, of course. And Lina is just super tanky, just a ton of damage. It's... Woo!
Thoughts on no Aghanim's Dune?
Radiant's top tower.
He was gonna get it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Pierre was more fun.
Oh, so you
But
blame
Pierre's
PA?
too poor.
Tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
Oh, goddamn Palace. This is, finally BKB completed. All hopes on trying to burst down Carl, but Savage can just disrupt this, and I mean, maybe you might not even be able to get BKB off on Palos. They're gonna kite the duration, and this is not what you want from your fresh reveal of the magic immunity. You want to be right-clicking heroes, and, well, they're giving you no opportunity to be able to do so. Bob's in the grave. I believe along with their hopes at being able to take a 2-0 victory here is, you know, Kyle, he's all about the objectives. Mega Creeps Gaming, now he can get to work to killing off the heroes. Cuckoo, he might not even leave any heroes left. He's on an ultra kill. Give this man a rampage. Dive inside the fountain. Surely give it to him. And they will. Cuckoo, rampage before the GG T1. A solid way to end the night here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the scoreline, T1 is looking not that great. What, 2-6 now?
Yeah,
But if you look at performance and growth, I think they're gonna be in good shape once the playoffs start.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to how much you're able to grow throughout the group stages. I mean, we still got another 4 days. I mean, 5 days. The last days only got one series though, and they're not even playing on that day regardless. But yeah, T1 looking like they're able to work on something here, build that chemistry. You know, I should say just build the fire back as well. They've definitely got the chemistry. That's not the issue from these boys. Just, you know, coming out of a little bit of break, and we see Execration. They've still, I mean, able to tie up the series. That's going to be nice for them to help out with their standings versus a pretty tough opponent.
I mean, I still feel like they should have lost the game 1 probably. Like T1 just kind of gave it to them. So I don't really know where to put them right now. Execration. I thought the open was really good. So it's going to be very hard to sort of step up to the plate, I feel like.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I guess the test is going to be tomorrow. We get to see them twice. One series against Army Geniuses, and then one against Galaxy Racer to close the night. Galaxy Racer are currently 7-1 in the group stages. They have been looking incredibly dominant. I mean, their only map lost was, in fact, to Army Geniuses here. So, you know, that is quite the test for Execration. You know, we'll see how they're able to fare up against that series. But, you know, Black, it's been a long night. 2 hours over expected here. We had quite the games.
Very long.
Yeah, but we're in store for a good night's sleep, coming back for our 4th day here for the Loopbet Pro Series Season 7.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
GG's, man.
Jeez, beautiful day. 3rd day now completed for the Loopbet Pro Series Season 7. Galaxy Racer currently sitting on top of the table. We'll see how tomorrow's actions are able to shape out the groups, and we'll see some more teams kind of cement themselves at the top place, and some more teams kind of start to cement themselves at the bottom portion of the table. With that being said, guys, that's going to be it for us tonight. Come back tomorrow, same time, for some more action for the Loopbet Pro Series Season 7.